we will take the point of an educationist on the implementation of the free SHS policy. Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Now, on the free SHS policy, I should believe that you've been following events as far as the implementation is concerned, and would like to pick your thoughts generally on your observations and what you make of government's implementation of the policy so far.
The free SHS, by and large, has been embraced by Ghanaians generally as a good principle, as a good policy, so as not to leave anybody who qualifies to attend secondary school behind. Also because it is part of the declaration to give universal free access education up to secondary school level, which our country has signed on to, and government trying to work at it. That notwithstanding, we know that the initial stages of the policy suffered some setbacks where students were admitted into some schools, where monies were not released to some schools in time, and because of that, they were not able to effectively set students in order for them to have fruitful terms of studies. And so all that has happened in the past, and then going forward, we also heard about the meningitis and H1 issues, which also some attributed it to the overcrowding in schools. So all that has happened in the past, but going forward, we think that government is working hard at it and trying to put their acts together in order to get the policy working effectively. I think one thing that has been said, or we as people are embracing, is that the policy should not be withdrawn, but rather should be worked hard on in order to achieve its full objectives.
Now, this policy actually has been faced with a number of challenges, not so exclusive to the free SHS policy, but there are those saying that we could have actually prevented these challenges if we had listened to possible recommendation of how to come out with this policy. For instance, we earlier engaged the president of Imani Ghana, and he was saying that if we had used the system of identifying those who actually indeed needed this policy to make the to enjoy or be beneficiaries of the policy, rather than make it a wholesale one where every person, even those who can really pay for the policy for free for education at the senior high school level, are also enjoying it. Let me pick your thoughts on this.
I mean, I fully agree with him. I was of the same mind initially that, look, if this money was put into a scholarship scheme so that those who are really in need would apply for it, you would see that government would have saved a lot of money, because a lot of people, I mean, the schools, the very popular schools that we know in this country, are usually enrolled by parents who, you can say, more than 80% have the means to pay. I mean, we are in a country where basic education in some private schools costs more than the secondary school fees in the country. So if a parent has been able to enroll a child in any of these basic schools and paid all those fees, which are you saying that that parent cannot pay lesser fees at the secondary school level? So yes, it's true, and what Imani Ghana said is true. I was of the same opinion, and I am still of the same opinion, that if we allow people to apply, then you would know that government would have saved a lot of money. And even a friend made a joke the other day by saying that if you say you are a man, then your son or your daughter should not be in a free SHS school, which is just a joke of it. Yes.
Well, thank you very much, sir. But finally, before you leave, there are fears, and some are very legitimate and genuine, maybe too exaggerating, but that this free SHS policy could affect the quality of education to a large extent if other relevant and important aspects of education in this country is not considered. Do you also agree with those who made these arguments?
Yes, to some extent I agree, because to the extent that you have some schools like Wesley Girls School where PTA, or if you like parents, are paying up or contributing money to add up to what is being used to feed the children so that they will get quality feeding in school, tells you that there is a shortfall in the program. And also to the extent that some schools, if you like, very popular schools, again, as we call them, are able to do things which they think that would help them step up the quality and churn out students to the quality that the parents and the school deserve. And to the extent that some schools are not able to do that, in an attempt to do that, then they are kind of punished. Then it tells you that there is no equality in the implementation of the policy. So that if those schools who are asking parents, or where parents are contributing to add up to whatever is given to the school for the upkeep of the children, it tells you that they see that if they leave it as it is, the status quo, then the quality will be compromised. So to that extent, it's true that if something, if we don't take it on a case-to-case basis, on a school-to-school basis, to do what is required in order to address the peculiar problem of that school, then you see that on a whole, it could affect the system. So, I'm sure I don't want to think that the Ministry of Education is ignorant about that. So, as we go on, it's a new policy, and I'm sure that they would listen to some of these recommendations that are coming up, and then they will fine-tune it so that going forward, we'll have a policy that is effective and producing the quality of students that will require to build this country.
Well, thank you very much, sir, for your time with us. So it's been an engagement with